It's that time of year. Everyone's favorite time. My favorite time of year. I don't know. It should be everyone's. Ready?
Whatever.
Okay, we're here with Growing Pains, so we're just gonna send it down the line, introduce your names and what instruments you play.
I'm Kyle, I play drums.
I'm Jack, I play guitar.
I'm Carl, and I also do the guitar.
I'm Kalia, and I play bass.
So as a band from Portland, how would you guys describe the music scene there?
Carl.
Sure. Yeah, it's a really great scene. They're super eclectic. We kind of got our start just by all being like pretty young in the music scene and going to shows, like a lot of great DIY shows with bands that were kind of older than us, like Sonia from Alien Boy, this great band from Portland, was really helpful in kind of getting us into the scene, because when we started, we were just all in high school, so we didn't really like know much about the scene, I guess, and it's like all of our friends were just still in high school and like they didn't really go to a ton of shows and stuff. So I think like pre-pandemic the scene was like a lot of older people, but post-pandemic it's definitely been like a lot of new younger bands, which is really cool. Lots of like really amazing bands that are just now putting out music, which is really cool.
All right, so your guys' last release was your EP, Thought I Heard Your Car, from I think about a year ago, February 2023. What have been your favorite memories since the release of that, playing live, playing those songs, and, doing all that?
You got that first, Kalia? No? You?
I'm trying to think of the timeline. We were on our tour.
Yeah.
Okay. We went on like our first tour, which was a ton of fun. We just did like a little West Coast run down to the Bay, and super cool to be able to like go to new places and see support from people all over this side of the nation. And for me, the greatest experience after releasing that was probably honestly, it's probably just opening for Biba Dooby. That was super unreal.
Yeah.
Great night.
Yeah, I think it was cool to release, like, Thought I Heard Your Car, not in the pandemic, because our album before that was, like, mid-pandemic. We released it, and there was no real, like, show or anything to, like, celebrate it. But this time around, like, we got to play some really fun, like, single and album release shows with, like, a lot of our friends' bands, and, like, play these, bigger venues in Portland, and, stuff that, a couple of years ago we didn't think we could play to those kinds of audiences. And so it was really cool to see, like, the growth in that and, like, fully celebrate something that we spent a lot of time on. And then, yeah, tour was just, like, the most amazing week ever, and definitely makes us want to, like, make that a life for sure. But also, like, doing the Biba Dooby shows were, like, such an unreal, just, like, crazy experience where it was completely like we didn't expect it. We didn't know we were gonna even do those until like a month before or something, and so it was just like wild to play on a stage to like that many brand new people, and yeah, that was like a really special moment to kind of like feel fulfilled in like what we had done since putting out the EP.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, no.
Oh. Well, we were just about to ask. So, we saw you guys in August opening for Biba Dooby. That was the first time we ever saw you guys, and so we were like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cool! They're playing like the Shredder in Boise, Idaho at Treefort." So like, what was? I don't know if you guys want to expand on your experience playing out a sold-out show at the Paramount.
Yeah. Do you want to hit that, Carl, or?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was really weird. It's very surreal for us because, like, we had just gotten back from a tour where we played, like, all DIY venues, which, like, that's pretty much, like, I mean, those are kind of the only shows we play. So it was really strange going from that to playing in like a really huge venue, and it was I don't know, that venue also holds a lot of sentimental value for me. I had never been there before, but I'm a really big Nirvana fan, and I was always really obsessed with their like Live at the Paramount Theater DVD, if that's what it's called. So it was just like I was in my head the whole time, just like freaking out about being on the same stage where that DVD was filmed. So that part was really, really surreal for me. And it also just sucked right after that, like having to go back to work. I was like, damn, we played the Paramount Theater and now I gotta flip burgers. Like, this sucks. I want to do this forever.
It was cool. Seeing the back parts of the Paramount Theater, like running up and down the stairs and stuff. And the green room was super fancy. And it was cool to hang out with Biba Doobie and her whole band and like their managers and stuff. They were super fun, and we just had a good time.
Yeah, I've definitely never like had a stronger sense of imposter syndrome than that show, because I was like we don't belong here, like what are we doing? But it was really fun. And yeah, Bea and her whole crew were like so nice, and it was just so heartwarming to like have someone who we kind of look up to as like inspiration be like so interested in our music, and I think that just really meant a lot to us.
Awesome. So you guys just played yesterday at the Shredder, like we said. What do you guys think of the Treefort environment this year? Have you guys been to Treefort before? Okay, well, what do you guys think of your first taste of the Treefort environment?
I think it's been incredible. Like, just getting to see how involved, like, we were all talking about it in our Airbnb this morning with, like, the other band, Rhododendron, that we're staying with. And we were all just like, damn, like, everyone here is super supportive. There's such a big community around music here that, like, it feels like not only just, like, the people that are doing DIY things and, like, making their own art or, like, press or whatever it is, like, that not only are they doing that, but there's also just such a big support network. I feel like I don't know if it's from the city or, like, where it comes from, but, like, having Treefort is, like, a platform to kind of not only play your shows, but, like, meet other artists from around the country and, like, get to do things like this and just, like, talk to new people is, like, really special. And, like, when we got to our show at the Shredder yesterday, like, it was super well put together too, which is not something we're used to in the shows we play, of, like, you know, having stuff ready on time, following a schedule. So, like, that alone was, like, just, like, nice and felt like there was a lot of effort put into it. And then, like, we didn't have someone to sell our merch, and immediately, like, one of the Treefort reps, like, found a volunteer to, like, sell our merch for us, which is just super, like, sick, and we didn't expect that. So I think, I don't know, just looking around, it's been really cool, and, like, we're so excited to see, like, now that our job is done, like, we just get to enjoy it today and tomorrow. So we're looking forward to it. You guys have anything to add?
Sure. Yeah, I think Treefort is really incredible because I feel like it's such a departure from the usual festival format, where there's, like, such a large separation between the audience and the performing artists. And I think, like, due to how many bands are playing here and, like, due to just how nice everyone is, that separation doesn't really exist. So it kind of has the same, like, I don't know, like, welcoming energy as, like, a really small house show or something, except it's on, like, a huge scale, which I think is something that I've, like, never really experienced before, and I think that's really, really special.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on this interview and talking to us about all this stuff, and we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Treefort experience this week, and yeah, thank you for coming.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Super much fun.
Yeah.
We're with Backhand. We just saw their set yesterday. It was awesome. We're going to go down the line and introduce your name and what you play.
My name is Mitch. I play bass mostly and sometimes guitar.
My name's Jake. I play guitar mostly and sometimes bass.
You can take the phone.
Yeah.
Should we take the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Ben, and I sing, except on one song I play the bass, and Mitch sings
On that song.
on that song. And we used to have a song where Jake sings, but we kind of discontinued that.
Yeah, I passed out one time.
Did you?
Yeah, when we were recording.
Oh yeah, he did. Okay. Should I keep holding it? Is that okay?
Wait.
You want it back?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Mic, so.
Our first our first question is, what is the Utah music scene like?
It's awesome.
It's pretty awesome, honestly. Right now, it's flourishing. There's a lot of really cool bands coming out of Utah. Salt Lake specifically is really, really awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of hardcore bands in Salt Lake. A lot of history of hardcore in Utah.
Yeah, and we also got a lot of just like sexy indie rock guys who are popping off too. Yeah, so I think it's doing good.
It's doing great.
All right. So, how did you guys? This is really important lore for your band. How did you guys find out that you're God's favorite?
That's easy.
We just knew.
Simply knowing.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. Revealed to you in a dream, or?
I just knew it.
I felt it.
It's something you feel.
You
And
feel it.
we're the only ones
in,
that feel
in
it.
here, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Somewhere in here, I
In
felt
the bosom.
it.
You feel it burning
Yeah,
in the
it's
bosom.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't really pinpoint it, but
Somewhere in like this general area.
yeah.
So like, who or what is the muse of Backhand?
The Muse.
Probably Kurt Russell.
Yeah, honestly.
Say that into the mic.
Probably Kurt Russell.
Specifically Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China. In that movie. And then also Kurt Russell in The Thing, but mostly in Big Trouble in Little China. When he says it's all in the reflexes. Every song is like kind of based on that.
Yes.
A little bit, to be honest.
All right. So, what do you guys think about the Treefort environment this year? You guys have been here before.
Yes.
I think you were supposed to be here last year, but that is another whole thing. What do you guys think this year? How's it been so far?
It's been awesome. We love Treefort every time we come. It was unfortunate we couldn't make it last year, but yeah, it's always awesome. We love Boise. We love romping around the city, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we're lucky to have a lot of friends here, so we always have a good time. We always got somewhere to be, somebody to hang out with, and yeah, it's a really cool town. We always say that we like hanging out in Boise.
Yup.
And I'll be the mic man. I'll just hold it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You said you were gonna hold it. My bad.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
Now
we have one last thing.
Yup.
We just explain this.
The devil saw me with my head down, thought he won until I said amen.
Yeah.
I saw that yesterday at our show. Somebody was wearing that, I think. Or I saw that shirt in the crowd. I know I did because I was like, yep, that's true.
That is true. I pray before every show.
I do too. Yeah, I was praying in the porta potty before we played.
And then, dude, the devil does think he's got you. And then I raise my head. And especially, bro, when Shooter by Playboy Cardi comes on. I was honestly
hell
feeling-
yeah.
It's ready.
that was an answer to my prayer.
That truly is, dude. I was feeling so tired before. And when you hear "Now is my time," those words, not joking, that really does fill me with energy. I'm just like, geez, dude, it is my time.
Jack was getting hyped to that right before.
Well,
I was.
this is a gift.
It's a gift to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That looks
That's
like a
shared-
Mitch size
shared-
shirt.
Looks
that's
like it'll
definitely
fit
for
me
Mitch.
perfectly.
Mitch,
Is there
put
something
it,
on the front?
dude,
Yeah, I'll put it on right now.
Put it on.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
This is the scar from our other injury.
I
I'm
see.
showing everybody right now.
Let's go.
There we go. Shared custody t-shirt.
Wow, Mitch in the low number, dude.
In the middle number,
That's
I like it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
thank you,
gracious
guys. That's
of the
awesome.
Boise
Thank
Underground.
Of course.
Well, that's all we have for today. Wait,
Are you coming back?
that's all we have for today. Thank you for coming on. You guys are fine.
I got the big fish, then train the small fry. I get my ass kicked, plus a million water line. They
Guava Tree. Everyone want to go down the line?
Hi, I'm Trayson. I play the bass guitar.
I'm Caleb. I play the drums.
I'm Dan. I play some percussion.
My name is Mowgli. I play guitar and I sing.
So our first question is what is the Utah music scene like? And describe the shows for anyone who has never been.
Utah music scene is surprisingly rich,
vibrant,
with many, many different sounds, many different really tight bands that have high standards, And we learned this going on the road sometimes. We're privileged in Utah. And if you haven't been, you should come out to a show in Utah, for sure.
Yeah, something I really like about the Utah scene is, I don't know, it's very similar to Boise, as in, it's cheaper to live out here than it is in California. And so, the artists that live out here have enough time to practice and become good at their instruments, a lot more than people do on the coast. And I think another thing that is special about the music scene in Utah right now is there's this counterculture going on, because Utah, kind of like Boise a little, or kind of like Idaho a little bit, is very just mixed in with religion. And so there's a lot of just religion and politics and stuff kind of mixed around in the state in general. And in the music scene, it kind of houses the counterculture of Utah. And it just kind of brings a lot of people together that all relate on a lot of same struggles and hardships that they've gone through in their life. And so in Utah, I feel when you go to a show, it's a mixture of people going to shows because it's that's their new church, that's their new way to connect with themselves and to learn and to just relax and have their weekly routine. And then for other people, it's the first time that they've ever gone to some show or ever, because of how suppressed people are in Utah. And so there's a lot of that mixture of just people's minds kind of being kind of blown by the idea of rock and roll, and then also people just really grounding in just how much freedom they find in music, and how that can be not so connected in religion.
No, that was great.
It's concise, honestly.
Okay. So your guys' sound is very unique and kind of it seems it has a ton of different elements from a bunch of different genres. So where did this come from and your inspiration for this?
We just like music, and, and then music comes out from lots of different places. But all of us kind of have slightly different backgrounds of stuff that we grew up on. Mowgli grew up near Seattle, so he's got this grunge thing going on, but he also knows a million bossa nova songs, and Trayson's a shredder gent guitar and shit. And Caleb's ingesting as much Tony Williams and 70s jazz fusion as possible. And I don't know, we all just love a wide scope of music, and we figure for making music we should just play music that we're excited about playing, so it comes from everywhere and forms naturally into something, rather than we had this specific vision. It's just kind of grown from what we love,
Sometimes we will literally joke and play something because it's cool, but we're playing it just to joke around, but then we're actually,
some random genre we'll throw it in there. We've actually it's kind of funny, and lately this year we've been really messing around with house as a genre, and been kind of just doing more long jams in our rehearsals, where we're just kind of and just doing weird trippy jazz comps over it,
a live remix of ourselves.
Yeah, it's so weird, but I don't know. I feel a huge part of just the idea of having so many genres is also something that I like to introduce in our writing. A huge thing that I live for is just inclusivity. I want everybody to be involved in what they want to be involved in. I want people to do what they want to do while they're alive. And Guava Tree is kind of I don't know, I'm trying to call people that like different genres to come together in the same room and just celebrate and be happy and do whatever they want,
So out of curiosity, after hearing your guys' set, I was just wondering if you guys have any kind of doom stoner metal influence? Because, like, it just, I don't know. Like, if you guys would ever dive deeper into that, maybe, or...
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I've been into metal for a while, different kinds, and, like, there definitely is, like, a lot of, progressive metal that has, like, super, like, unique approaches to the vibe, which I'm usually a guitar player, but I try to bring that on bass in this band for sure.
Yeah, my influences come from like being in high school, and then like my brother, and like just like the whole like percussion drumline culture, like exposing me to like progressive metal and like also like jazz fusion. So it's like the technicality is definitely like very influential for me. And yeah, I guess the atmosphere too is something I sometimes try to tap into as well.
Yeah, I think the stoner rock thing, like, I don't know, like I feel like there's this there's totally a wave right now of like the psych grunge, psych punk thing where everyone's like, whoop, and like it's just like this whole genre, and I feel like, I don't know, I honestly like being a part of like the Boise scene, because we're from Logan, which is only a couple hours away, and being able to come up through Boise, like I've just like been able to see so many of the different things that are going on here, and Boise scene is like a lot more heavy than a lot of the other scenes around in the States, and it's something that I really love just growing up in Washington, and I feel like, I don't know, hanging out with people like Moon Owl's Mages and Crush the Monster from Boise, like they've definitely influenced like my taste and my sound to like definitely be in this kind of like more like psych, like heavier stoner kind of vibe.
I love like the bands like Sleep and Sunno and those like stoner metal bands that are just drones, like maybe a chord progression that's 4 chords that last for a whole hour to get through the cycle. But I study Indian classical music, which is like all droney too, and like weirdly paralleled to stoner metal, I feel like. So yeah, we just love like music that's entrancing, I think.
That's a good way.
Yeah, I love
it's like atmospheric. That's my goal for sure. Is like generally creating that. A lot of my energy goes into that, I feel, because there's only me on bass and Mowgli on guitar, and it's just percussion. Other than that, so we're making like all these notes, all the notes that are like that aren't percussion are from me and Mowgli. So I'm always focusing on like really building the space, building the atmosphere.
I think that there's something about the genre like psychedelic rock or psych music where like it's very like involved in like drug and hippie culture, but the reality is like all the psychedelic means in musical terms is engaging, and so like we're trying to I feel like as Guava Tree we're definitely trying to bring like just tight jazz and shred back into the genre of psychedelic music, just kind of like, I don't know, just more of like people mastering their instruments and becoming like, I don't know, like we all push each other so hard, and I don't know, that's kind of what I want to do like in the psych scene, is like just bring more tightness,
Yeah, I'm totally with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so like your songs seem to have like this like super interesting and unique sort of like theme and like topic to them, like the titles of your song like Peter Pan and like Fire. So like how do those come about like when you're writing and stuff?
I actually didn't even say any of the song titles tonight. I'm really bad. Oh yeah, that's right. But I feel like in general, like what I end up writing about the most is things that inspire me, and I really am inspired by my friends, and I'm inspired by nature a lot. Where we're from, there's a lot of canyons and rivers and mountains, and it's just such a beautiful place to be, and especially in the summertime, there's so many moments where I find myself so like overwhelmed and inspired by just the nature around me that it just kind of makes me want to write about it. And also just like being human in the world, like I feel like, I don't know, like I almost like as a musician like kind of like run away from like big cities, just because it's like this huge overwhelming thing. And I don't know, some of my favorite cats like are the best at their craft in music because they're so far away from everything, and they have the space to just steady their music, and it's not having to do with anything else other than just them loving what is like brought to their life by playing all the time,
Shout out Wade.
Our sage Wade.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for taking your time out of the day to talk with us.
Thanks for having us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're here with Proxima Parada. They're playing a set later today. So do you guys want to go down the line and introduce your names and what you do in the band?
Sure, yeah. Hi, I'm Nico. I sing, I play keys, I play guitar.
I'm Kevin. I play the bass.
I'm Josh. I play guitar.
So our first question is like, what's the music scene like and where you guys are from in California?
Well, Josh. Josh has the most experience living there, so.
Our music scene is small but mighty, I would say. Yeah, we live in San Luis Obispo, California. And there's, I guess there's some good indie rock, and there's like a pretty strong jazz scene, and that's how I came up. I went to school there and studied jazz, and yeah, it's really supportive, really kind, but very small. And we met just kind of playing the scene. I met these guys just go to each other's shows, and they'd see me play at the coffee shop. I'd see them play at whatever venue, And yeah, it's hard to be playing music there and not meet everybody. That's the vibe.
Okay. So your guys' music is like very diverse, like both lyrically and musically. So like, what's your writing process like?
Oh, that's a good question. I think our writing process is a practice of just getting out of the way and just listening to what wants to come through and not trying to make it sound like a particular genre or particular thing. So if the song comes out kind of folky, great. If it comes out groovy and R&B influenced, great. We just try not to force any particular agenda.
Yeah.
Please. I was going to say that also we just, all four of us just really like a lot of different things. So there's never any like, I don't know if you call it like shaming someone for having an idea that's different than what we normally do or something. We all can just kind of, do whatever feels cool or fun at the time.
And the way we write all the band parts is really diplomatic. We're always writing each other's parts, and like sometimes we'll submit a dozen ideas for one guitar part, and it has to be unanimous decision. So we spend a lot of time choosing each of the parts, and we like them to kind of fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Like everything has its space to be.
Fantastic. Good job.
So yeah, we saw you guys at the Shredder in November, and one of my favorite parts when you guys played Dusty Seats. I loved when you how you described the song, and I was just wondering if you wanted to share the concept for the video.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Dusty Seats is basically just saying that when we really care about somebody, I believe that we build a chair for them at our heart's table. And no matter what happens, if you lose touch with them or maybe they're gone forever, I think that chair always stays there, that seat that we built for them. And no one can occupy that seat. And rather than trying to destroy it or have someone else sit in it, I think it's cool to just honor it and leave it. And our heart is so big that we can keep just building chairs around it.
Love it. Okay. So you guys are coming from tour, right? So we just wanted to ask what your favorite part about tour was, and if you'd had any memories you'd be willing to share.
I have one thing I'd like to start with. Great memory of Josh saving our lives. We were driving in northern Texas recently, coming from South by Southwest, heading to Colorado, and our van hydroplaned because of all the rain, and our trailer was 90 degrees perpendicular to the van on the highway. It was horrifying, and Josh was driving, and he did an incredible job of correcting it and not running into anybody or running off the road, and I couldn't have done that. Thank you, Josh.
It's been a short tour so far. We're only 2 weeks in or so. There's going to be a lot more after this, but we were at South by Southwest, and we got to play this thing called Luck Reunion, which is in a little festival in Willie Nelson's backyard. And we got to just hang out for the day and watch a 91-year-old Willie Nelson play a set, which was amazing. And just a magical little Texas ranch experience. It was so much fun. Yeah, that was definitely a highlight.
My favorite part's always just meeting fans, and we always hang out after our shows and get to hear people's experience with the music, and that's been really cool. And then our morale's been really high. Camaraderie's been strong. And we're traveling with We got to meet a new photographer friend who was traveling with us for a while, and merch person, and just the relationships, you know, have been really special.
Our friend Nicole, who lives in Boulder, her dad was at the Willie Nelson Festival too, and we hung out with him, and he gave me his belt. And that was my favorite moment of the thing. Shout out Nicole's dad.
Well, that's all we have time for today. That was all of our questions. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out today. Thank you.
I wanna go to the city. I wanna go where you think I'm pretty. Take me to the ground.
It's zoo time.
It's zoo time.